Hey, what's up, guys? Evan Aldo here. Welcome back. If you enjoy the content, please leave a thumbs up. And also check out the trading tournament with BITGET. Link down below. Really good promo for signing up. You do need to use a VPN if you're in the US. And this is for experienced traders only. Also, please check out my Twitch. Live streams are now exclusively on Twitch, trying to get up to 1,000 followers. So help me out here, please, and check it out. Should be going live later today. Stop in if you have a question. So yeah, let's get into the analysis here. So what I think could happen right now is we're on really thin ice for all markets. All markets look very rare bearish signs everywhere. This could take another week before it plays out. We're coming into the holiday. Things could be choppy. Get up, wicks down, weird sideways volatility like we see on weekends and holidays typically. VWAP coming up in the daily. So my guess with this kind of trigger wave is you could come up, a couple percentage points. You do have a technical target for the reverse head and shoulders that you can see kind of on the hourly or the 2 hour right here, about 17.3 I think is a good place to look. Also, what I kind of like for the bullish case right now, you do have a confirmed bullish div on the 16 hour, and that doesn't happen too often. So it could be of like a much more muted version of this where you just come up like, a slight amount instead of that, just the 3% or maybe even up to like 5% right here. I don't think you're going to get to the top of this range again because this is where you test the 300 weekly moving average, and that was just such a fierce rejection off of it. It's at about 18K, just a fierce rejection off of the 300 weekly moving average. I don't think you're going to get that close again, but I think you could absolutely get up to like 17.6 or 17.3 here before that happens, possibly. And then after that, you could absolutely come down a lot. And I want to show you the 10 hour as well here. Because look at the general pattern we've been seeing in this environment with the 10 hour. You come up a little bit, then crash down. The blood diamond too. And then, just even this one. Come up a little bit and crash down. I'm curious what the percentage was. Yeah, up about 10% and then just crash down. Even these ones were obviously higher, but came up about 10% and then crashed down. Even that one this one worked out well. This one, though, up a little bit. So I think that'll be that kind of general pattern. I don't think you're going to come up a full, 10% probably. I think most likely, 3% to 5%. If it's 10%, you would retest the 300-weekly moving average. Kind of not feeling like that's going to happen, but we'll see. Anything is possible, obviously. So in these lower time frames, I think in the short term, split our size curve down with the VWAP. I think you may test the bottom of this trend line again, maybe even test this high volume node again before coming up. Could be choppy for the next few days into the holiday. Really short term, it looks like we're going to come down with some of these bullish divs, with the money flow too. On the lower time frames, 15-minute money flow coming down. But I don't know if you're going to, just crash down that quickly. That's what I'm kind of thinking here for Bitcoin for the short term. And just to confirm, the long-term strategy here on the 2 week, you're about to confirm in the red, 9 days to go. I think once that confirms in the red, really good like 10-month DCA strategy for probably starting in January after the 9 days and then into October until mid to later next year for a really good long-term accumulation phase. Let's look at Ethereum a little bit. Obviously the weekly, very rare bearish sign. I think it will repeat something like this, but for the next few days until after the holiday, it could potentially be a little bit more green or just choppy sideways before we break downward. It could even take into another week or two into January to really break downward. But when it does break downward, I think it's going to be, a rough thing. And I think, there's not much before you get to like 550, 600. And I think this is going to be a big range to get in. And I think once you get to those places, that's going to be a great 10-month accumulation phase, probably from January into October for ETH. Because Bitcoin dominance is so bullish right now, I would say wait till that Bitcoin dominance. It's not going to show you the chart because I'm too lazy, but I would say wait till that gets up to 50% or something. Wait a few months is the way I would be mapping it out. Also, the other thing you could do long term for ETH, and this is important to show you as well. Wait till the ETH 2 week comes into the red, and that could be sooner than you would think here, especially if we crash down 50% or whatever, 50% or whatever. It could be in February or March. Those areas I think would be good to start DCAing in for. This is probably less than a 10-month period. This would be from November all the way until July. So, about an 8-month period from there, March to maybe later next year would be probably the ideal long-term accumulation phase for ETH. And I think that's when, it's just sideways around 500-600 for a while, maybe even less for a while. That's when people really give up and just get bored with it. And that's when you got to get in for the next bull run, I would say. In terms of the shorter term time frames, VWAP coming up on your 2-day, coming back into the green here. So I think you could have a little bit of gas left in the tank to come up a little bit higher. Daily confirmed a green dot, your 16-hour coming into the green, confirmed a green dot. So, it does kind of seem like you could have some wicks up a little bit higher than this, or maybe just another wick up to like 1230 something possibly. Right here, it does kind of look like you're going to lose this area. Split RSI coming down, bearish div on the 4-hour. That's not looking too good. Same with these lower time frames. So in the short term, it does seem like you'd come down a little bit more, but I could see, some wicks up to these areas again in the next few days, possibly. There's always, the bearish outlook where you just, start falling down. The bearish things just play out like the weekly yellow X. My trades right now, I have a lot of short positions with profits locked in right now. And I do have a small Bitcoin long in to kind of hedge the bet based on the bullish things in Bitcoin. And I'm going long. I would say if you're going to be going long, it's probably better to do it on Bitcoin because Bitcoin dominance looks so bullish right now. It looks like Bitcoin's going to continue to outperform a lot of the alts. So yeah, money flow kind of coming out in the 15-minute like Bitcoin. So short term does look pretty bearish, but I think with the holiday and everything, you could have some wicks up. You could have some little jumps up. Moving on to traditional markets, double blood diamonds on the 7-day in the S&P 500. I mean, we haven't seen anything like this since 2001 here. So it does look like we're in kind of for a rough thing. Double blood diamonds here, and then he came down to the bottom of that bear market. That was 12% down. So I think into January, we should come down, another good amount here to make a lower low. Probably pre-pandemic lows are going to be the next big place. 3,300, we could also draw a fib level to see where the next, significant area is right here. Just like I said, $330 for S&P 500, I think is going to be the next big place. My guess is you'll hit it by, mid to late February, sometime January to February. Probably January the earliest, in a few weeks the earliest. So yeah, and moving on to real estate, just traditional markets, double blood diamonds in the weekly. We've talked about it before. I think the next big place for this is probably going to be, probably similar to how we were back here, or, not pandemic lows, but, $66, something like that. I mean, this looks as bad as possible with the money flow and the VWAP coming down. Same thing, I forgot to mention with the SPY, money flow and VWAP coming down. So it's just like awful. It looks awful in a lot of ways. Be patient. It could take a few weeks to play out, even a month to play out, be patient with it is what I would say. Obviously, never financial advice, anything could happen, but it's very, very, very rare things are this bearish. Same thing with the NASDAQ here. I mean, you're looking at the 8-day coming out, with the money flow and the red dot, I believe. You had the blood diamond there. This one is not a blood diamond, this red dot, but, VWAP coming down, money flow coming out just as bad as possible. Just looks like the bubble is about to really, explode and just come right down to some of these areas. So, I mean, the next big place for the NASDAQ, I would say, obviously pre-pandemic numbers like the S&P 500, but that's lower for the NASDAQ, 8,800 about, and another 20% down could be the next big place down. So yeah, that's what it looks like right now, guys. I mean, obviously go short and then swing short in the NASDAQ, swing short on real estate, swing short in the S&P 500. Swing short in crypto like I've been doing. So yeah, obviously never financial advice though. Just take what you want with this information. Always do your own research. Nobody's ever right 100% of the time. If you guys are interested in some of my calls, check out the exclusive Discord down below. But probably you want to wait till the first to sign up because you will be double charged if you do sign up now. It's how Patreon works. And yeah, guys, please leave a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new. Also, please check out the trading course down below. My trading course, evanaldo.com, coupon code bearmarket20. A lot of people have really liked it, especially if you're new to trading, just trying to interpret market cipher. Really good resource with trading psychology, a few strategies there as well. And the trading competition on BITGET. And check out my Twitch as well if you want to see my live streams. All right, guys, have a good one. Goodbye.